Hello and welcome to Flory Models. Here we are with you on Tuesday, the 7th of December, 2021. And we've got a big storm coming. It's black as you're out there. It's blowing a gale, 60, 75 mile an hour winds. It's pretty biblical out there. Hopefully it'll blow through there by around about lunchtime and then I can get on with some filming. But at the moment, you'll probably hear it as we do this. You can hear the rain whacking on the back window here. We've got a big tree out the front, as a lot of you know, and it's absolutely howling through there. So every now and again, it's pretty bad for the old audio, so I am going to wait just a little bit. Anyway, a couple of things. Obviously Tuesday tends to be more our informal tool Tuesday, things like that, which will continue. Don't panic on that. We've still got lots of things planned for that, but I thought we could also have this as somewhat of an informal chat, getting back to how we used to do things back in the day before everything got really busy over the last few weeks with your mugs and various bits and pieces going forward. So again, a challenging year, let's face it, with various things, companies, suppliers and all stuff like that, and it has taken its toll because literally just trying to get videos up, reviews done, live stuff and everything else like that. So what really took a bit of a back seat this year was doing the big super builds, and I'm happy to report that is coming back next year. As a lot of you have seen about it, because lots of you messaged me about the actual Trumpeter 1/24 scale Hurricane. A little bit of a spoiler here. Next year for Hurricanes is going to be big. There's going to be Hurricanes coming out of your ears, I reckon. So I thought I would go big or go home, as we've always said. So I'm going to do a super build on a Hurricane 1/24 scale by Trumpeter. So this is the Mark II-C you would have seen. I will do a review of it before we get going with it and stuff like that a little bit closer to the time. But that's going to be my first big build next year as we make our way through. Other projects I've got planned for next year, because a lot of you have been asking about it, is obviously the Lancaster, but I'm not doing a 32nd scale Lancaster. I just can't see the point. So what I will be doing though is the fantastic HK 148 scale one. And again, I'm going to throw pretty much the kitchen sink at it. We're going to do a fantastic job with it, really like we did. Hopefully you can see it. There she is. We've got the B17 obviously up there, which we did, and again it sort of just mirrors my little wall of things that are going on back there as well. So we're going to be doing that as a big super build as well. I'm going to be doing a Hornet, big 32nd scale Hornet with lots of things thrown at it as well, so I want to do that one. I've also got an F15 down there as well. We've got the F15E, and again I want to do lots and lots of things like that. And if you've probably been following along with me and John, what's we've been saying over the last few weeks, we've been talking about Phantoms, and especially the Japanese Phantoms. I've really got into them over the last few months, well really all this year, since the retirements have been happening since last year, this year, and obviously they are leaving now. So there'll be the F4EJ as it's known, is being replaced by the F35 and a few other bits and pieces as well, and they've done some fantastic schemes for those ones, and I've been looking at cheaper options because I'd like to do a few of them for the retirement schemes, but I think we're just going to pick maybe two and do that as a bit of a super build. So we're going to build two F4 148 scales together, and we'll obviously go to town on the decals for them. And to be honest, because the nicest one out there is actually the Zucamori kit, one of my big options with that one was to think maybe go down the Hasegawa route because they were cheaper. Oh no, how I was wrong. I remember when those kits were 25 quid. You could pick them up £24.99 from any model shop for a standard, F4E or F4J, things like that. Some of the others are a little bit more expensive, but they were just a cheap, good standard kit. And I've got one still here. I've got an F4J. Anyway, when I was looking into it, the price difference between the Hasegawa reboxing with just some fresh decals into it, and obviously the Zucamori one with an amazing decal sheet in it, let's face it, is literally about 10-15 quid. And it's like, I will pay the extra and we'll go the whole hog. So looking forward to doing those ones as well for next year. And armor, obviously, I do enjoy doing armor. I know people think I'm really an aircraft type guy and stuff like that, but I do enjoy doing the armor as well. So from that point of view, I'm going to do the Abrams, which I've been talking about now forever. And this year I was lucky enough to do two builds which I really didn't think I was going to be able to do, purely because I didn't think people would want to watch me do it, and secondly it'd be one of those things that are quite time consuming, and that was obviously doing the MRAP, which turned out amazing build, loved it, but also the Ural truck, which is over there. I'll take you over, you can have a look at it in a minute as well. So from that point of view, it's one of those ones where I use the SIGs and group builds as almost an excuse for me to get my own type of stuff in there. So again, that's a big plan for that one. And I've got plenty of other ideas for big builds coming along next year as well, if I can. And next year is going to be more about me doing builds than anything else, so to speak. I want to do the V-Force as well. So obviously up there we've got the Valiant, and obviously we've got the Victor, and I would like to do those ones to go along with the Vulcan. So that's a little bit of a thing that will be coming your way as well. So those ones purely much are going to be more of an external build, because they're going to sit up here with this one. So from that point of view, I might even do two for the price of one, do two builds at the same time. Also, again, this is one of those things, how I learn things. Definitely, I might have been doing this now for 20 years. Can you believe this? Been doing this for 20 years now. But definitely, one of the things I did this year that I've never done before is just to do one model at a time, or try and do one model at a time. I had various things on the go in the background, but some of those have been like live builds and stuff like that. But I've just been doing one build. It doesn't suit me as a builder. I'm used to doing multiple projects. Doing commission days, I might have 5 projects on the go, 3 to 5 as an average, I would say, at any one time that I'm actually working on. And I think what that does, it basically keeps the mojo going, because if you don't fancy building one that particular day, or you're to a little bit of a project where you need to get that mindset focus onto it, then definitely it's nice to have another backup option. So you come down. What I found this year is, and definitely the latter part of this year, is that working on one build at a time, you're to this problem, which I am sat here right now, where we finished off the sub, and now I've got nothing, and we've got a blank canvas to go through. And from my point of view, I'm just finding it a little bit, I wouldn't say like the mojo's died, but it's that enthusiasm to get on and build. And when you know, my plans have had to change. I'll be honest with you, I was supposed to be doing the Mandalorian now, but the Mandalorian hasn't turned up. It's due, I think, next week. But obviously, I can't wait a week for it to turn up now. So that's going to go on the back foot, and I'm going to do something else, which we'll talk about in a moment. But the thing is, it's one of those things where I don't like sat here where I come down like I've done this morning. I've caught up with all the paperwork, all the bits and pieces, your mugs and all of those, and I'm here and I've literally got to start a brand new kit. I prefer to be that little bit in. Excuse the dogs are having a bark, probably delivery coming in. But anyway, Tam's can handle that. But yeah, so that's really what, you know, the point of this is today. It's a bit of a vlog, and also it's a bit of a thing to get my mojo back, to be able to sort of, you know, right, let's get going in and get started. So to start off with, I'm going to build something which, again, I've been putting off. I say putting off's the wrong word. It's just needed to find the right time to be able to build. And because the Mandalorian hasn't turned up, I'm going to do this. So this is the Moebius Battlestar Galactica. This is the big one of them all. So this is the it has got a scale on it or something somewhere. Oh yeah, 4,105. How they get to that is beyond me. But anyway, this is one of those ones. It's a Moebius kit. We did a Moebius kit. The last one we did was actually the 2001 Discovery from the Space Odyssey. Huge kit. But I've wanted to do this one for a while. And originally I was going to do the smaller one now. I've got the later version of Galactica, which got all the panels taken off and all the rest of it from the newer ones. But I thought we'd start with the classic one, definitely. And again, I think we can put this together pretty quickly, and it should be a lot of fun then, and we can go through about doing the painting and the weathering and all that sci-fi. So as you know, every December I do something sci-fi, so what I'm going to do is literally start on this one and make our way through. So the first part of this will be up with you on Friday as we make our way through, but first of all we need to do a review of it. Welcome to Flory Models Kit Review time. Today we've got Moebius's Battlestar Galactica. This is the 1 to 4,105 scale. Now, to be honest with you, this is, as you can probably see, been in my stash for probably since it got released. A long time, shall we say. But as you can see, it is still sealed on the back. But this is one of those kits where I've literally wanted to do it. I was hoping to build something else at the moment, but that hasn't happened. So this has come right the way to the front of my sort of build list, and we're going to be building this one straight away after this review. So there we go, that's that review done. Apologies for the picture quality. I think I've cleaned the lens. I haven't used this camera for so long. I think the lens was a little bit taken up. That's why I was a bit pasty. So yes, definitely. Anyway, so there we go. That's what we're going to be up to. Obviously, this afternoon, I'm going to crack on with this one. As I say, if you want to follow along with this particular build, I'll get the first part of this one up on Friday. It'll be on social media as well, and the usual bits and pieces. You guys will get extra details on this one as we go right the way through. It should be a lot of fun. And so I wanted to do this one for absolute ages. And as a Battlestar Galactica fan, as I am, as well as a Star Wars and everything else that goes through with it, then yes, definitely, it should be a lot of fun. And usual one, I always do something like this in December, something sci-fi-esque. So it should be a good one. Anyway, Matt's going to be putting up with you, as you say, the next part of the figure painting painting one this afternoon. So by popular demand, because people keep asking about it, I thought I'd give you a quick tour around in here. Literally paints and the various stuff. Lots of people asking about why I don't use MRP paints. We do, because it's all back there. We'll go around there in a minute. But I do use MRP because I used them on the build we did the other day. Spray booth and everything has not changed an iota, to be honest. It's just a mess and needs cleaning. What has changed is obviously up in here. So obviously we've got Mr. B52. Definitely the best place for it, because I don't know where else it'll go. We've got the Vulcan, which actually works very, very well. So these are just guitar hangers. Been using them for a while now, and yeah, it's great. They don't fall off. And to say the Vulcan I've put on the back end. So the Vulcan is down in here, and then the nose wheel is on, but the tail wheels, the main gear isn't. I don't know if you can see in there, but so that's how that one works. And again, it's very stable. It doesn't go anywhere. No problem with that at all. B17 just held up by its tail, and then as goes with the bear over the other side. What I'd like to do, if I just come round in here, is obviously get something in there which could be a Lancaster. So if we rejig this, what I'd like to do is obviously have the Lancaster because it goes with the Vulcan. We've got the B17 because obviously it goes with the actual the B52. Not sure about the bear, but anyway, just to have a sort of thing. But the trouble is I'm running out of wall space, because already we've got obviously the A10 hanging here, we've got some of the other ones, and I still need to find a proper home for this. So this is the VC10. By its design, again, it could hang on its tail and be pushed up the wall, but it's an in-flight model as well, so I'd like to find a proper home for that. And then down in here we've got all the others. So the Mozzie, she's here because obviously she's come back from being up in Doncaster. And then obviously we've got the X15, we've got the Helos, which they're fine because they're in their nice little cases, so they're okay. And obviously we've got our King Tiger back as well. We've got a couple of mugs, they're damaged ones. That one's got a chip in it, that one's got a chip inside. But again, MRP paints, here they all are. So they're all still here, and I'd still do use them on the MiG, P51 even. See, brain's gone the other day. But yeah, we need to clean this area all out. So literally, when we are doing bigger projects, I've got 2 workstations, if that makes sense, and that's the plan for that one. The stash itself, as you can see, it's one of those things. What I'm going to do is have a bit of a sale. So I was talking to Matt about it, and we were saying we might have a little bit of an auction over Christmas, as we normally do between Christmas and New Year. So what I'd like to do is obviously get rid of some of this just to make a little bit more space for the bigger projects that we've got coming in. But like we were speaking about, there's the F15 we want to do. We've got an E down in there. There's a couple of other bits and pieces you're going to be seeing me build this year as bigger projects. So that's the thing with that one. That's where our discovery lives, because I've got nowhere else literally to put it. But again, no problem when they're in the cases. If you've never seen these before, these are really, really good. Wait until they come on sale and you can pick them up really, really cheap. But the great thing is they are dust free, so whatever's in there doesn't get any dust onto it, and they just last forever, so that's really good. And again, this year's build, so obviously we've got the Hellcat, we've got that P51, we've got the live build Tornado Lightning down in there, we've got our Ural truck, that's going good. And then again, just down in here in the case, it had a rejig the other day, but again, I'm thinking I'm going to be retiring some of these permanently into storage just to make a little bit more room for next year. Definitely got a load of Bandai stuff down in there and some of these other ones. And there's the Hurricane that's all waiting. My bench, which this just needs cleaning. It's an absolute mess down in there. And as for the drawers, you just don't want to look into those ones, because to be honest, they are absolutely horrendous at the moment. They are a real mess. But anyway, that's the plan. So that's the plan really for next year. Just keep you in the loop of what I'm up to. The plan is going to be going big. We tried the small thing, we tried the small one at a time. Yeah, it wasn't really me. So we're going big. So big projects. We're going to be pushing through them quite quickly. Now that I've got some of the tutorial stuff out of the way and the other bits and pieces, and I freed up some of my other time from some of the other projects I've been doing, but now this means I can commit to doing big projects again. So it should be good. And also because I'll be doing versus, if you like. So if I'm doing an aircraft, the other one we'll be working on will be armor, or vice versa. Or it may be a naval project against, you know, something else as well, something civilian. So that way, even if you're not into that particular subject, hopefully the other thing we're working on, sorry, that wind is absolutely horrendous this morning, hopefully it'll be something that can keep you interested. But don't forget, we'll still be doing all the Q&As, the various bits and pieces. One of the big thing is this. Next year I'm going to be going back to vlogging, although clearly I think I need a new camera. So we're going to be going back to doing a lot more vlogging, those types of things, taking you out and about with me, doing the different things, and then showing you the builds as I'm progressing with them as a form of a vlog, as well as the polished video builds that I usually do as well. And they're going to get a bit of an upgrade next year as we make our way through. But anyway, that gives you a little bit of a hint of what I'm going to be doing next year as we make our way through. Hopefully you'll be there to follow along with us as always. So that's it from me. Don't forget, right now you can go off and see Matt's figure painting build. I'll link that down below. I'm going to get cracking on the Galactica down in here, so you get the first part of that up with you on Friday. Tomorrow, don't forget, we've got the PM show with me, Matt and Andy as well. We record that first thing in the morning around about 9 o'clock, so make sure that obviously you've got any questions for that, you get them in before then so we can answer those live on the show. And then obviously we'll be with you live on Thursday night as well with the actual normal Flory live show at 7:30, so you can join in there. Last up, just to say about the mugs, obviously I've had lots of people saying about, you mentioned about you had some spare ones. Again, we've had now, I think it's 4 that have been broken out of 500, which I don't think is too bad in the great scheme of things. I know it's really annoying for you guys, it's even more annoying for me, but what I would do is I've got to get the replacements for those out. So once I'm aware that everybody's got their mugs and everyone's happy, then I'll release whatever we've got left into the exclusive members area on the main site. So you know where that is, just go to the actual main forum, it's the first post up there, exclusive members area, get the password for it, that gets you into it. Remember, you need that password that's in the forum to be able to get into the exclusive members area. It's not your password, again, because it's a general password to get in there. Put your name down onto it, and then obviously if there are any available, you'll be sent an email, and obviously as always it'll be a first come first serve from anybody who's got their name down in there. Anyway, that's it from me. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to get on with this lot. Happy modelling, take care, catch you all tomorrow.